What's going on, guys? Another fish room update. Today I'm going to show you my angelfish pair. They just laid eggs. I'm going to go ahead and show you those. They're in the tank back there. We're going to pull them out, we're going to tumble them, and kind of show that whole process. So let's go. So here's the setup. I saw these guys pairing up, showing some breeding behaviors in my 55-gallon tank, and I moved them in here. And as you can see, they just spawned on their slate, so there's a few hundred eggs there. They're being a little bit protective. For my rams and my angelfish, I always just go ahead and pull the eggs. You know they're not going to eat them. They don't have to guard the eggs and not eat as much food for a few days. They'll go back to normal behaviors and they'll probably breed again within the next few weeks. But let's go ahead. I'll show you how I pull these eggs out. It's real simple, and we're going to tumble them in a little container. And whenever they hatch, I'll show you that update. But let's go ahead, get these guys out, and show you how I do it. So I always keep a bucket of the chlorinated water in the fish room, and I heat the room so it's always at the right temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this container up. It's around a gallon or so, and it's going to be nice and vertical. Usually I'll do a bowl, but for the angelfish eggs, this is going to fit in there a lot better. Now we're simply just going to go in, pull the eggs out. You don't have to be too fragile with the eggs, they'll be fine. Even if you want, you can go ahead and razor blade them off this slate and just put them in there without having the rock at all, especially if they won't fit in the container. But we're going to take these eggs and just put them in there. I'm going to put them backwards on angle so I can put an air stone in the container. So real simple, just set the eggs in there. Make sure that the eggs on the top of the slate are underwater, and it works out perfectly with the height, especially if you're using a 20-gallon long and not a taller tank like a 20-gallon high or a 29-gallon. Usually you're not going to have any problems with the eggs and being too high, but even if they are, usually they're at the top and you can flip it upside down. So next thing I'm going to do is add a few drops of methylene blue. Here's the label of what I'm using. It's called methylene blue. It's supposed to help with the fungusing of the eggs. So for this size container, I'll probably do around 3 drops, and then I'll actually rinse this out in the container. So it's going to be at around 4 drops, and it's going to get a little bit of blue. If you do too much, it's not going to really hurt the eggs, but it will kind of just stain your air stone in your container. It's just a lot harder to clean. So I find that around 3 or 4 drops for a gallon works great. My smaller containers, I'll just do 2. But let's go ahead. I'll show you how I tumble the eggs and how much air I use. But that's pretty much it. It's simple as that. So I have an extra air pump over here with a few air lines that are always set up at all times. That way it's really convenient whenever the fish do spawn. I don't have to pull the eggs, find air pumps, mess with all the tubing. So right here I should have an air valve with an air stone all ready to go. And you can kind of play around with the air. Basically they just need flow. So if you want to put it to the side, really crank it up so it's going to just move the whole jar, that's fine. If you want to put it right over the eggs like that and go a little bit slower, that works too. You can even put it underneath it on the back side, and it will cycle all the way around in a circle. Basically all you want to do is kind of replicate a parent fanning the eggs to keep them clean and prevent fungus. So really can mess around with that airflow. The bigger the container, the higher the air. The lower the air, the closer you want the air stone to be to the eggs. And you'll see these guys kind of pin out and get their eyes in the next few days, and then they'll come off the container, be wigglers on the bottom, and that's when you want to really lower the airflow. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'm probably going to keep this about right here and kind of just mess around, just kind of crank the air up. I usually do it underneath the eggs very slowly, but I think doing it faster on a different location works just as well, and it's a lot easier. So hopefully this helps you guys. It's cool to see angelfish eggs or any type of eggs. Whenever the fish are breeding, it's kind of always exciting to come home to that. But I'm going to keep feeding the rest of the fish in the fish room. A little fish room update for you guys today. Thanks for watching.